Bill. Here with Jesse.
Hello.
We are here at the Captain Avery Museum. We're going to walk around and show you the gardens. This here a little volunteer, but we don't discriminate. These are some kind of, I call it heather, but it's some kind of a viburnum. We're still learning different plants here. Here's another variety of the same thing, so you know this is the variety that we've got. You will see, hopefully we'll be able to pick up on the pollinators that are enjoying these plants. You know, a bumblebee will visit 1,000 plants a day. Remember last fall we had these, those plants that we shook the plant and we had that rattle thing? This is the plant that did the rattle. We planted all this high grass. It's been coming in really nice. In the early spring we let it grow, we let it stay up because it got a nice golden brown over the winter. We let it stay up, but then in the early spring we came through with a scythe and we cut it all back. We've allowed this moss here to grow, Jess. And this is really nice, it's green all year round. Over here you can see the berm. This was just planted early last year, I guess it was about this time last year they planted this, and you can see it came in really nice, really nice. So you've got these nice yellow flowers. You got the haramule, some switchgrass, all just coming in really nice. I love this purple stuff here. Purples and yellows are what come in early in the spring. We have noticed that. We've got here what we call some oak leaf hydrangeas back in there with the white flowers. This also, this is a different form, but it's hydrangeas as well. But those of you who are interested in a nice ground cover that you don't have to do much to, this is a really beautiful ground cover. Has a nice shade, comes in early, stays late, and covers really nice. The thing about this is once it gets established, you see it just crowds out any other plants, that undesirable type plants. You know. This is another real nice tree. Look at the bark. I'd guess some kind of an oak tree. Maybe a maple, but it looks like an oak, doesn't it? Is that an oak or a maple?
The leaves look like maples.
I like the bark though. Get a shot, show the folks a little bit of that bark. Now there's a book out called Bark.
Yeah, this is a maple. The maples have a distinctive leaf. The native ones tend to have a 5-point star. There are some non-natives I've seen from other countries in the world that have 7 points or more, but natives here have generally 5.
Maples are native, like Jesse said. When bark has creases like this, that means as the tree grows, the bark, it separates and new growth comes up behind it. And the pattern that the bark cracks on the trunk of the tree will help you to identify that tree and the type of tree. This is more cranebill. Yeah, this you can see here is a nice purple flower with a yellow center. We've got a nice, what do you call this? What do you call this?
A magnolia.
A magnolia tree. Yeah. These are native as well to this area. Yeah. A magnificent magnolia. This is in a nice shape.
The whole division of flowering plants is named after the magnolia.
This here is what they call a redbud. This one here.
You know, native you'll hear quite a bit about.
Yeah. This is a pretty tree. Come up quite a bit in the last year. You can see this is really coming in nice. These are all black-eyed Susans. They flower later on in the year and will remain flowered all the way into the fall. This is some kind of a fern plant. You can see it's really, you can tell because of the shape. Remember, when identified plants are the type of leaves and the shape and where they are positioned on the stem. So this is a fern type plant. We got a plant coming in here called a turtle head. I guess we'll see why they call it that as they blossom. It's a white flower that looks like a turtle head somehow. You can see here where the plants eat it. We like that. We like it when we see leaves that have been eaten by the insects, because we know that there's insects here that nurture mostly caterpillars, and caterpillars, of course, are so rich in protein that birds need those for their fledglings, and they need lots of them. They need hundreds of caterpillars a day.
It's actually the primary source of food for birds rather than the worm. Also, the holes here are not in a degree where it's destroying the plants, so that's another thing to note too.
Yeah, and most
the insects getting along.
Yeah, you'll find that. Good point, because you'll find that with native plants, a caterpillar will eat some of it, but not the entire plant. They'll eat it to death. The garden is designed so that different seasons of the year, different things come in.
Well, things that flower will eventually go into the phase where they have seeds, and that feeds natives as well. And by having different seasons, you keep a more consistent food supply.
This here is called palm sedge. This here, these are whitewood asters. These little plants here. Asters do well. At the Minimalist Garden Laboratory, we have a problem with them because the deer seem to like them. For one reason or another, though, we don't have that problem here. Even though there are deer here, they don't seem to bother the plants too much. Maybe there's enough other food for them to eat.
That would be the likely explanation.
This one here, remember we were talking about this. This is called sweet spire. Sweet spire, and the botanical name is Itea virginicus. We have quite a bit of this on the property. This is a really nice plant, very prolific, easy to transplant. We've transplanted several of these, and as long as you dig deep enough and get the root, you can it transplants really nice.
Some certain plants will even create such clone structures that you can just take a part of it and plant it somewhere else.
You know, this here, according to the sign, is something they call arrowwood. Not sure why they would call it that, unless when it's mature, these stems are nice and straight and make good arrows. I guess that would be the simple explanation. These are, here again, remember we saw these, blue flag iris. Down here, we have what we call alum root, this red leaf plant. Dense, diverse variety, one of the finest collections of native plants in Maryland. Very, very nice.